don't think that, having relationship sex or married sex is going to be shitty. Like, man, this girl will do anything with you, hopefully. Just the fact that I said that, you're like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. Try it. Go on a date with a girl. Start setting yourself some challenges. Go on a date with a girl and try and sleep with her on the first date. There's a challenge for you. Hey guys, Hector Castillo Poppy from girlschase.com here for part number 3 on the difference between seduction and pickup and relationships. Now, in the first part, I went over the nature of seduction and the principles that underlie it. And then in the second part, I went over the principles of relationships and also how to not cross-apply them or misapply them, and you get into trouble where you treat pickup like relationships and vice versa. Now, in this video, I want to teach you how to transition from one lifestyle to the other. If that's what you're wanting to do, you're kind of a player and you want to start having a relationship, or you are in a relationship, but you still kind of have the player mindset and you're not so focused on the relationship, you want to fuck new girls. Or the guy who is just getting out of a relationship and wants to be single and well, you are single, but you want to have a good time when you're single and be finding girls. Or if you are single and you've been so entrenched in that relationship mindset that even though you're single and you're trying, you never really changed your mind in how to see seduction for what it is. Now, I went over the principles already, so everything that I'm saying is going to be tying back to them, and realize that every action is me conditioning you to think more like that principle. These principles are both correct, but if you use them in the wrong situations, they're not, right? So if there are some beliefs or some strategies that I give you that, maybe are like one is going to be about seeing sex as more animalistic and just having fun and being more hedonistic. If you feel like this will impact your life negatively and corrupt some of your morals, then of course you shouldn't be doing that, only to the extent that it works. But I want you to see that I'm changing your mindset, but your habits as well. And that's going to put you in the relationship mindset or in the seduction mindset. And lastly, I want you to have some balance, okay? When you're in one or the other, you're going to be focused on that, but I want you to be a guy who can do both. And that's something that's not very common. Most guys that are good with pickup are not good in relationships because they never shifted. I want you to learn the nature of both and be good at both. And so you're going to have to give both a try. Okay, so let's start with how to shift from being kind of a player, lover, fuckboy to having a relationship. How do you change that mindset and focus on the girl that you're dating, the girl that you want to make your girlfriend, or the girlfriend that you have, and focus more on the relationship and not be so torn to the lover lifestyle? So the first part that was hard for me was transitioning from I want to hunt and fuck with these girls to I'm focused on one girl. And I was always feeling trapped in the relationship. And how did I get away from feeling like I was turning into, suburban dad who wears New Balances and flips the burgers, and, you have missionary once a week and it's boring, and your only reprieve from the relationship is going to your man cave and drinking oh my God, it's fucking toxic. Like that's a fucking nightmare for me, okay? How did I get away from believing that would be my future? Well, first, you just don't let it happen, but the way that you allow yourself to enjoy the relationship and not be too drawn by outside pussy is that you have to evaluate the realistic pros and cons of a relationship versus single. It can seem like a fantasy sometimes when you're in one and you're looking at the other. The grass is always greener, right? But you've been single, you've been a player, so you know what it's like. Think about what it's realistically gonna look like if you're single. There's gonna be the excitement, the new pussy, the adventure, but there's also gonna be the constant rejections and the one-night stands that you kind of wish maybe not necessarily went further, but at least a little bit further. Not a girlfriend, but God, you wanna see her again, and then it doesn't happen. There's a lot of, because it is passionate and quick and impulsive, a lot of things can happen really fast, and you can lose girls and get girls within a week. Your entire dating life can change. You shouldn't be afraid of this. I'm not telling you to make decisions out of fear, like, I'm afraid to be single now and I'm gonna be in a relationship because it's safe. No, that's not the right mindset. That's a frame that is kind of negative. Instead, just say, well, there are going to be costs to the single lifestyle. There's a lot of time with a lot of different girls and a lot of investments that can just go sour. It's like day trading, right? Like it's just very quick and you can lose a lot of money and gain a lot of money. And so you have to understand that is just the nature of it. You're going to have to go out and meet a lot of girls. You're going to have to be on, if you're on Tinder, you're going to be cold approaching, night game, clubs, bars, day game. It's going to be some fucking effort. It's a full-time job if you want to be having a lot of fun. You can just casually go through the motions, but if you're really being a player, like it's a fucking full-time job. So what are the costs of that and what are the benefits? And realistically ask yourself, is it really as good as the fantasy is in my head? And because you've had experience, you know the truth. Now, you want to be in a relationship, so even if you acknowledge the positives, what are the positives of the relationship as opposed to being in pickup? Think about what it's like to be with this girl and to enjoy your time with her and to have that security and to have that girl who's there with you and she's working with you. She's an ally. She's your best friend. She's possibly going to be your future wife and the mother of your kids. Start allowing that fantasy to take over your mind. Yeah, you got to be realistic and don't get lost in the relationship either. Don't be consumed by it. But you do want to be acknowledging and appreciating what she does for you, how she makes you feel, and be constantly trying to remember that when you're tempted by the new young hot pussy, right? Think about what is it like to have someone who truly cares about me and is committed to me, and to have someone. Don't think that having relationship sex or married sex is going to be shitty. Like, man, this girl will do anything with you. Hopefully. She's hopefully very attracted to you and you guys can explore any sexual kink that you want to explore and it's going to be consistent and there's going to be deeper meaning to it. It's going to be more fulfilling. I mean, hot sex with new girls is definitely great. I mean, anyone who says otherwise hasn't done it. But there is something to the fulfillment of emotional sex. And you're going to be able to have experiences with her that are not going to be available to a short-term partner. You're going to be building experiences that you'll remember for years to come. So fantasize, appreciate what she is and what she does for you, and start consuming your mind with being with her. And what I want you to be doing is realizing every word, everything that you say, everything that you do is going to have an effect on this relationship. And if you have impulsive behaviors and impulsive mindsets, and habits, they're going to affect your relationship. A relationship, like I went over, is about slow decisions. So start changing your life in a way that is going to be in line with those principles. You need to start becoming more responsible. You need to start becoming more consistent with things. You need to start dedicating yourself to a few long-term projects in your work, in your hobbies, in your arts, in your passions, in your mission, and with her. See it as a long road. And see it as not something, there's nothing wrong with that. It can be long and slow but fulfilling. And that the benefits of investing that time and that emotion into that, if you want to use as a metaphor, the business of your relationship, the returns on it may not seem like a lot right now. The fast returns of pickup seems really exciting. The day trade, you make $1 million in one day. This is the blue chip stock or the penny stock that's going to take a long time for you to see the returns. But in 3-4 years, if you add up like in points, all of the little happinesses and pleasures and joys, overall will actually, once you look back, or if you have the ability to look far in the future, it's going to stack a lot higher than the big returns you have here. And what you're missing, like I said, when you realistically evaluate the pros of a single life, it's a lot of big gains, but they're very spread out. It's asymmetric returns. It's a lot of kind of gambling. This is the slow investment, and it's going to return you a lot more happiness than you might expect because your mindset is so impulsive. So you change your mindset, you change what it is you care about and appreciate, and literally it's as simple as thinking, I want to start caring about the relationship. I want to start investing in her. I love this girl. I'm focused on her. She's my investment. She's not my whole world. You still have your mission. That's all should be self-explanatory. But I want this relationship to work and I'm gonna give it my best. So I'm gonna start thinking about her more, caring about her more, treat it like a business. Be like, okay, instead of, okay, how do I fuck this girl? How do I fuck this girl? Be thinking every day, how do I make this girl happy? How do I make my girlfriend or my wife feel better today? How do I make her feel beautiful today? How do I make her pussy wet? How do I make her cum her brains out? How can I make her feel appreciated and loved and listened to and attended to? How do I be her king? How do I make our life more exciting? How do I make it more enjoyable? If you start believing that is your goal and thinking it as your goal and craving it as your goal, it's gonna work and you're gonna shoot up and your investment is gonna have much higher returns because you're putting that much more into it. And hopefully she's of course reciprocating, and I've went over that already. If she's not, then it's not a good business prospect. It's not a good business model, right? So with it in mind that she is also giving as much as you're giving, give as much as you can and see how far you can go with the relationship and cultivate a relationship that people only dream of having. Okay, now, how do you shift from, conversely, the relationship mindset to the single lifestyle? How do you stop thinking so slow and so responsible and so diligent and long-term focused? How do you start thinking like a fucking risky ass gambler? And well, it's right there in the metaphor. All right, start being more impulsive, start being more hedonistic, start seeing sex as more animalistic, start sexualizing women when you're going out. When you're going out and meeting girls, instead of romanticizing and, oh, we're gonna be together and oh my God, that could be my new girlfriend, just start thinking, I just wanna bend that bitch over and fucking ram her pussy. And start getting grotesque about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can still have beauty and life and virtue and also still have your animalistic side. Sex is gonna be animalistic as much as, you know, you're caring about your wife. You're still fucking dicking the shit out of her. Okay, well, hopefully not. I mean, sometimes it happens when you're doing anal, but that's sex. Okay, so, you know, you're just having a lot of fun. You just want to fuck some new pussy. If it turns into something more, okay, but I want to fuck that pussy. I want to try that flavor, that color, that language, that nationality. Like, I just want to enjoy everything. Hedonism, adventure, excitement. Start going on, start fucking traveling, you know, when this whole quarantine is, you know, dying down, because that's when I'm making the video. People years from now, hopefully we have gotten out of this. Maybe I'll be laughing at myself watching this video. You know, start maybe changing your habits. Start trying to become more intuitive and more artistic and more impulsive, right? Of course, you know, if it destroys your life, don't do it. But, you know, start to allow yourself to be less thoughtful and less responsible. You may think that this is, oh my God, what is the actor telling me? Like, become less responsible? What the fuck? But it's precisely that attitude that is making you not a good seducer. The best seducers that I know, the best are the balance of both worlds. But most of the good seducers that I know, they're sometimes maybe not the most responsible men. They're quite impulsive. They're very emotional. But because of that mindset, they're so much more exciting. They give so much more raw experience to a woman. They're so much more excitable and interesting and charismatic, and they're not overthinking every little fucking detail. They're just fucking going for it. And they're just having fun, and they see pussy and they're gonna go and talk to her, and they're gonna invite her out for coffee, or they're gonna be like, you wanna go suck my dick behind that fucking dumpster? You know, just the fact that I said that, you're like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. Try it. Go on a date with a girl. Start setting yourself some challenges. Go on a date with a girl and try and sleep with her on the first date. There's a challenge for you. If you're used to talking to girls for weeks and months and then finally you get together, try something different. Be like, I'm gonna sleep with a girl on the first date. It may take a bunch of tries because that's the nature of asymmetric returns, but it might fucking happen. And if you tried enough, I guarantee it will happen. Try to sleep with her on 2 dates or on 3 dates. Try and get a blowjob on the first date. Try and have a threesome. Try and do, you know, maybe you and your ex-wife or ex-girlfriend didn't have anal. Try and fucking have anal with a girl. You know, try and do some crazy ass things and be adventurous and have fun. And be daring and be adventurous and be crazy. And if you start turning your mindset towards that pirate, adventure-y, dangerous lifestyle, then you're going to eventually shift your heart and your mind in that direction, and your life will follow. It'll take time to transition, but if you change your habits, and you change your lifestyle, and you change your mindset enough, it will eventually follow. Because that's how change works. Little by little, you change. So that's how you shift from the relationship mindset to the player mindset. You change your attitudes on sex, on seduction, you start trying wild new things, and you start being more impulsive and more decisive. And that'll change how women react to you. And it'll make you much more seductive, and you'll be having quicker sex and a lot of sex. And then you'll enjoy that lifestyle that a lot of men fantasize about, but they're afraid of doing because they're afraid of letting go of what they have. Now, when you transition to this lifestyle, that all helps. You're changing your mindset, blah, 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 blah. But how do you actually go out and meet these girls and create that funnel of pussy that's gonna be coming into your life? So I have a course for you. It's called Meet Girls Everywhere. It's in the fucking name. You can meet girls everywhere. This allows you to not need to go out and Friday night, Saturday night, see if you can pick up girls at the club or the bars. You don't have to worry about online dating. You're going out and meeting girls anytime you want, and I give you the skills and the approach to how to do that and how to be successful with it and have girls enjoy meeting you for 5 minutes and then giving you their number and agreeing to a date. Then you take them on a date and you can seduce them and go through that fun process. And part of, having the willingness to go out and meet girls during the day is going to require you to have that new daring mindset. Whereas usually you met girls through your social circle or your work and you were a little bit more careful and, respectful. Well, now you're just having fun and you see pussy and you're going after it. Okay, well, I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to do it in a cool way and in a non-weird way and how to make girls have fun and feel comfortable. And they're going to be excited to have a potential future fuckarooski that night or fuckarooski for the next 3 weeks. Who knows? That's the excitement of it. So check out Meet Girls Everywhere in the description below. Should be available now once I put this video out. If not, stay tuned for more news on when it comes out. And then once you actually get on the date with her, how you seduce her, that course is for meeting the girls. And you need a whole course just to learn how to do that because it's half of the game. Now, once you actually get a girl on a date, that's a whole new game. You got to build a connection, you got to talk to her, and maybe you're not so, you're rusty. How do you do that? How do you build that connection with her? How do you build that arousal? How do you know when she's ready to fuck? You're used to just fucking your girlfriend every couple days or every day, hopefully, if you're having a good sex life. How do you figure out those windows? How do you build that connection? What do you fucking talk about? You're used to just talking to the girl that you've known for years. Well, we teach you how to do that in our course called One Date. Again, we have very self-explanatory names to our courses. It teaches you how to, once you meet the girl, you're out on a date with her, talking to her, building a connection, building arousal, building similarity, and then hopefully you take her home on the first date and you sleep with her all in one date. And we teach you how to do that in the course called One Date. So check out the description below. That is available right now for sure in the link in the description below. Check it out, buy it, and you'll have a good time. Cool. All right. That was how there is a difference between seduction and relationships, the nature of each, how they cross-apply and don't cross-apply, and then how to transition from one lifestyle to the other if that's what you want right now, because we're all at different stages in our life. Sometimes you're going to want to pick up, sometimes you're going to want to be in a relationship, and you got to know how to do each, and I taught you how to do that. So cool. For more news, for more videos, for more information, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Remember to check out those courses in the description below. Give us all your money because now you're impulsive and you just do things that may seem irresponsible at first, but they will turn out all right, I promise you. Have some fun, have some adventure. Hector Castillo, girlshace.com. Like I said, like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram. See you soon. Ciao.